Mm-hmm.
He's wandering around.
All right, we are live on YouTube. Shabbat Shalom. It's my pleasure to welcome you to our Shabbat service here with Congregation Shalom, whether you're in the room or on Zoom, watching us on YouTube Live. It is a lovely Shabbat here in San Antonio. We are going to begin our Shabbat worship on page 10. If you have the Shabbat Festival and Weekday Prayer Book, otherwise known as the Big Book, you'll find it on page 128. Please join me for Hine Matov. If I can find my pick, that would be good. Just had it in my hand.
Can I help find something, Rabbi?
Oh, I can't find my pick, but I've got another one. Very strange. All right, now we're ready. So for the candle lighting, we now have, thank you to Lacey who laminated it, we now have a sheet so that whoever comes up doesn't have to bring their book. So we have all the readings, you can choose one or the other, and the blessing with the instructions. So, I'm sorry? Who would like to light the Shabbat candles this evening? All right, girls.
They were under contract.
As the Shabbat candles give light to all behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who kindled light, so may we, in our own days, be among those who kindled light.
Light the candle. One at a time.
ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher chitzashanu v'smatav, v'tzivanu lehalik neshel Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. We're going to continue on page 9, page 127 in the Big Book. Please join me at the bottom of the page. We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God. We continue with Lachadodi. You'll find it on page 20, page 138 in the Big Book. As always, we'll sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And when we reach verse 9, we rise and face the rear of the sanctuary to welcome the Sabbath bride. Shabbat nekabela lechadodi likakala yalala 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 ne Shabbat nekabela shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad ishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai Shem utiferet velitchila lechadodi likakala yalala 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 ne Shabbat nekabela lechadodi likakala yalala 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 ne Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat Shabbat nekabela lechadodi likakala yalala 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 ne Shabbat nekabela hitoreri hiva orek uri Kivod Adonai alayach nigla lechadodi likakala yalala 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 ne Shabbat nekabela lechadodi likakala yalala 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 ne Shabbat nekabela Goi v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha uvetzola toch emunei am segula goi chala lechadodi likakala yalala 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 ne Shabbat nekabela lechadodi likakala yalala 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 ne Shabbat nekabela.
Rabbi, before we move on, would you mind checking that your mic is on?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to turn it on. There we go. Whoa. Now it's really on. So sorry about that. Our kavanah this evening comes from a book of Psalms and Prayers for New Day, This Grateful Heart by liturgist Alden Solovey. The season of counting. This is the season of counting days and nights, of counting the space between slavery of the body and freedom of the soul. This is the season of seeing earth and sky, of seeing renewal in the land and renewal in our hearts. This is a season of journeying, of inner journeys and outer journeys, taking us places that need us, places that we need. This is the season of counting, the season of joyous anticipation, of wondrous waiting, in devotion and awe, for our most precious gift, the gift that binds our hearts to each other across the millennia, the gift that binds our souls to God's holy word. We continue with the Chatzi Kaddish. You'll find it on page 26, page 144 in the big book. Yitkada v'yitkada shemei Rabba, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon, ובחיי דרכו בית ישראל, בעגלה, ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. ישמי רבה מברך, לעלם ולימי עמיה, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו, לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בימה, ואמרו amen. We turn to page 28, 146 in the big book, and as able, we rise for the call to worship, the Baruch Hu, and remain standing through the Shema. Page 31, 149 in the big book. Let's read together at the top of the page. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Page 33, 151. Let's read responsively in the middle of the page. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol.
All these things the Lord gives to us.
And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives.
What could be a truer token of your abiding love?
Then this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Page 34, 152. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. On page 36, 154 in the big book, we chant V'ahavta together. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech u'shokbecha u'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot ben einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem, Emet. Page 39, 157 in the big book. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Page 40, 158. ייחד אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. Page 43, 161 in the big book. At the top of the page, let's read together. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Page 44, 162. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We turn to page 46, and as able, we rise for the tefillah. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevii Geula livnei v'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah rav lehoshia. Morid hatal, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. We are seated. We continue on page 59, 177 in the big book. When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lahodot. Page 61, 179. Let's read together. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamivarech et amo Yisrael, bashalom. We take a few moments for silent reflection and prayer, using the words on the next few pages or those that flow from our hearts. Oseh Shalom can be found on page 62, 180 in the big book. Oseh Shalom bimromah, Uyaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Imru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. as we are in the period of counting, we turn to page 278, 570 in the big book. And we invite Wendy to come up to count the Omer tonight.
Actually, Stan's
Oh,
going to do it.
Stan.
Well, we do count it at home and we trade off, and I never get to do it, so.
All right. Well, please.
This is sort of a special one in the sense that it's the 25th day, 3 weeks and 4 days. And 25th, we're more than halfway through the Omer period. And for me, it's incredibly how fast the days go. I love counting the Omer. For some reason, it's just in our family, it just really worked out well. There are 3 parts to this, and I think, Lisa, when we do the blessing, we'll ask everybody to stand and do the blessing together. Is that okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. So the first part is just stating that we're here and going to do it. Then we have the blessing, Al Sigurado, Omer, which we'll all do together. And then the actual counting of the day, the naming of the day. So first we just do Hinei Muhan Mzuman Lakayim Mitzvah Aseh Shel Siferat Omer. I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting of the Omer. And I just happened to read tonight that it's actually in the Torah in 2 different places, the actual commandment to count.
And it is in this week's Torah portion.
Is it in this week's Torah portion?
It is.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
It is indeed.
And if you'd like, it's customary to stand, but don't feel you have to when we do the blessing, which is right in the middle there. Baruch
Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer.
And then we actually name the actual day. Hayom Hamisha Be'esrim Yom Shehem Shlosha Shavuot Ve'arba'a Yamim La'omer. And what we did is we just said, it was Esrim, 25 days, and then 3 weeks and 4 days.
Okay.
But we cheated a little bit because there's a nice 3 or 4 other sentences that our book sort of cuts out from the beginning there that's really beautiful. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Great. David. David has a birthday this week. He is.
Where is he? He can't get his lollipop.
He can't get his lollipop, but he certainly can get his blessing.
Feel his
He's not security outside?
I'll pick up the lollipop next week.
There you go. God of days and years, author of life, our times are in your hand. We thank you for the blessing of life and for all that enriches our lives. We gather today in special thankfulness to share in David's birthday joy. May he be blessed with health and happiness and with the strength to overcome sickness and sorrow. And may we have the privilege of coming together for many more years to celebrate his birthday together with family, with loved ones, and with this holy congregation, as together we say, Amen. And we join together in the blessing that we celebrate at special times. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehachayanu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of all, for giving us life, for sustaining us, and for enabling us to reach this time of joy. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
And we'll save your lollipop for next week. Are there any other birthdays or anniversaries this week? All right, we turn then our attention to those in need of healing of mind, body, and spirit. Page 253, 371 in the big book, 253, 371. Misha Berach Avotenu v'Imotenu, Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah, Hu Yivarech et HaCholim. Joe Adler, Patty Baker, Sarah Cohen, Bruce Dalby, Nell Dalby, Carolyn Dowlin, Stuart Dowlin, Vito Frescus, Bernard Gottlieb, Rob Hackett, Melanie Hudson, Suzanne Carfield, Rick Kramer, Alex Langdale, Jana Lesser, Arthur McLeod, Ann Manning, Dennis Martin, September McLeod, Mike McNerney, Robert Medeiros, Adriana Meyer, Carol Miller, Marge Muldoon, Cobb Muter, Min Muter, Robin Nelson, Darrell Poor, John Robertson, Shimshon ben Avraham Visara, Bethany Sellers, Jennifer Simlin, Mike Stern, Emilio Vasquez, Kay Williams, Betsy Whitaker. Are there others for whom we are praying for healing for this Shabbat? We'll start first in the room. Wendy?
Louise and John Scanlon.
Thank you. Steve?
Courtney Parks and Kiki Freeman.
Thank you. April? Thank you. Adam?
Anthony Falkowitz.
Thank you. Sandra?
Amy Hansen, Tom McNish, Barbara Arno, and Bernice Fischel.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Lacey?
Bryant Dolby and Andrew Morales.
Thank you. Anybody on Zoom? Eileen?
Yes, Carol McLaughlin.
Okay. Eileen?
Jackie Krieger, Maureen Frevely, David Wellman, Jerry Grant, and Ronnie Ames. Thank you.
Anybody else on Zoom? For those whom we've named and those we name in our hearts, we continue. Hakadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Aleihem, Lahachalimam, Ularapotam, Ulahachazikam. V'yishlach lahem mehera refuah shleiman min hashamayim, refuat hanefesh, refuat haguf, hashta be'agalav yizman kariv, v'nomar. Amen. And we continue with the Misha Berach that we sing together. This week's Torah portion and more presents us with a bit of a conundrum, a paradox in the extreme. In Bereshit, we are clearly told that we are all created B'Tselem Elohim, in God's image, And according to Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism, every one of us contains a divine spark within us. Yet in this week's Parsha, we are confronted with the requirement that the priests serving in the ancient temple as a conduit between the people and God were to be flawless. In Leviticus chapter 26, verses 16 to 21, we read, God further spoke to Moses, speak to Aaron and say, no man of your offspring throughout the ages who has a defect shall be qualified to offer the food of his God. No one at all who has a defect shall be qualified. No man who is blind or lame or has a limb too short or too long. No man who has a broken leg or broken arm, or who is a hunchback or a dwarf, or who has a growth in his eye, or who has a boil scar or a scurvy or crushed testes. No man among the offspring of Aaron the priest who has a defect shall be qualified to offer the food of his God. He must mean it. He repeats it twice. Now wait just a minute. Didn't we just read last week in the Holiness Code, do not insult the deaf nor place a stumbling block before the blind? I thought God was all about compassion for the disabled. What is this all about? Being an educator and a staunch advocate for differently abled children and adult learners for close to 40 years, as well as a mom who raised two very differently abled children, I really struggle with this text. And not surprisingly, our people have struggled with this text for generations. Medieval commentators emphasized that the priests and the sacrificial offerings needed to be free of blemish, but that anyone was welcome to bring a sacrifice to the temple. In other words, the priest and the sacrifice did not function as representatives of human values or ideals, but rather as ritual instruments. Just as we would not use a broken hammer to fix our homes, we would not use a blemished animal or a disabled priest to repair our relationship with God. For some, this commentary makes the passage easier to swallow, but I find the implication continues to offend. All of us are differently abled. We should celebrate our unique forms and abilities. The rabbis of the Talmud were troubled by this passage as well. A famous tale is found in the Babylonian Talmud tractate Gittin. After being publicly embarrassed at a banquet, Bar Kamsa inferred that since none of the rabbis present objected to the treatment he received, they must have agreed with it. So Bar Kamsa spoke with the king of Rome, telling him that the Jews were planning a rebellion. The king did not believe Bar Kamsa, so Bar Kamsa told him to send a sacrifice to the temple in Jerusalem and see if it would be placed on the altar. The king agreed. On the way, Bar Kamsa inflicted a minor wound on the lip of the animal. It was so small that by almost all standards, it would not be considered a blemish. When the animal arrived at the temple, the rabbis examined it and saw the blemish. They didn't know what to do. Although Jewish law forbade offering such an animal, they reasoned that not offering it could endanger them and cause a breach with the king. However, Rabbi Zechariah ben Avkalus disagreed, fearing that if they accepted this animal, people would then assume animals with blemishes could be brought to the altar. Rabbi Zechariah's opinion was followed, but later rabbis would teach that this extreme piety led to the destruction of the temple and exile from our homeland. The rabbis appear to suggest that halakha, Jewish law, ought to be put aside when it leads to destructive, mean, and alienating behavior. What does perfection mean, and how do we aspire to it? Or should we perhaps be refocusing our attention elsewhere? Often, we must work on ourselves before we can accept others. We're called to recognize that no one person or thing is perfect, that rather than aiming for a superficial 100%, we should instead direct our whole heart to accepting ourselves. After all, are we not all perfect in God's eyes? Is it not more important for our behavior to be closer to perfection? Such inclusive behavior can have a grand impact on shaping a healthy and inclusive society. Throughout our lives, many of us will face our own tests. We will be called to respond to intolerance and apathy of various levels by standing up to create kind, caring communities. For this test, anything less than 100% is unacceptable. May we do our best to appreciate each person for their gifts and take pride in who we are as individuals. Ken Yehi Ratzon. May this be God's will. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Rabbi. That's beautiful. Shabbat Shalom, everyone in the room, everyone on Zoom, and those on YouTube Live. Speaking of a community with a lot of individual gifts, I call on all of you to bring those individual gifts to our annual meeting. We need everyone who can possibly come on June 2nd at 10 a.m. Last week I said, oh, we won't be taking RSVPs, but I only meant for the brunch. I didn't mean for the meeting. You have to come to the meeting. And I was wrong. We are taking RSVPs for the brunch. So Rabbi sent out an email. Sign up for whatever you want to bring. Write in what you want. I haven't looked yet. I know it's there. And I know we'll have a good time. You know, it'll be serious because it's our annual meeting, but we all have a good time together anyway. This is a misprint in the bulletin, we need at least 25 people to have a quorum to be able to do our annual business, so please come if you can at all. And if you can't, we can make Zoom arrangements, so just let us know. Tonight, we'll be having our third Friday no-host dinner at China Inn immediately after services. It's delicious and they're expecting us. I'm excited. Please join us on Tuesday, June 11th at 7 p.m. for Shavuot Eve service with Yizkor and Oneg with Ice Cream Bar and Tikkun Leil Shavuot. So what all of the Omer is leading up to, Shavuot and the associated dairy, snacks, and study. I know that is going to be a good time. Sunday, May 19th, so this Sunday, Congregation Shalom Mahjong Club invites you to join us at the Corner Bakery Cafe. And the next Sunday, May 26th, Chabad Israeli Center and the Jewish Federation will have the Lag BaOmer Carnival. I know that's going to be off 1604 and Northwest Military. If you go to the link in the bulletin or in the weekly newsletter, it will take you there. I think that is all of our announcements for this week. Shabbat Shalom.
We have one more announcement that we are working on our summer schedule. We're going to be doing our summer schedule again this summer. And if you play an instrument, please let Lacey or me know. We are working on doing a once a month musical service with instruments. So if you play an instrument and are interested in participating, let me know. Putting together some music now, and we're excited about it. Talked about it at our executive committee meeting this past week. We're going to continue with our conclude the concluding portion of our service, beginning with Aleinu L'Shabeach. You will find it on page 182. Page 182.
282.
Oh, I'm sorry, 282, 586 in the big book. Please rise as able. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'teit gedula yotzer breshit, shehu noteh shamayim v'yosed haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim mima'al, u'shchinat uzo b'govhei miromim, hu Eloheinu ein od. Va'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Page 287, 591. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai L'melech al kol haaretz, vayom hahu, yiyeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. Page 295. 599. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at the season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. This Shabbat, we remember especially the 3 captives who were found deceased. We remember Bruce Huntington Warren, friends of Stan and Wendy, who was in the period of Shloshim, 30 days past the death. We remember George Shiam, father of Suzanne Carfiel, and Richard Resnick, father of Lindsay Resnick, whose Yahrzeit, the anniversary of the death, is remembered this Shabbat. Are there others who are observing Yahrzeit or remembering someone for Kaddish this Shabbat? Adam?
Right before the services, I found out that one of my friends' father-in-law just passed away, so I don't know his name.
Anybody on Zoom? Dennis?
Stephen Henry father-in-law of my daughter.
Thank you. We remember 10 people who perished in the Holocaust: Branka Smear, Sophia Snyder, Margareta Steiner, Sabine Husman, Bertha Estella Hendrika van Doesburg, Metja Jacobs, Judith Dreef, Anna Dutz, Alice Duker, and Jetya Cohen. Zichronam livracha, may their memory be for blessing, as we turn to the words of the Mourner's Kaddish, which you'll find on page 294, 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon u'b'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'alam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shemei dekudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlam araba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. May the one who makes peace in the heavens help us to make peace here on earth and send peace to all who are bereaved, as we say. Amen. Please be seated. We are going to conclude our service this Shabbat with Shalom Aleichem. You will find it on page 323, 627 in the big book. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ochem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbat Shalom. Who would like to lead us in the Kiddush this evening? Sorry? The wine is the white, the grape juice is the red.
We have a conscientious objector to.
The wine is the white, the grape juice is the red. You will find the Kiddush on page 5, page 123 in the big book.
Do this in the key of G.
We'll do this in the
Gee
key.
whiz.
We'll do this in the key of Steve.
Very, very low. All right. That was a beautiful sermon.
Thank you.
Very, very appropriate. I wish more people would believe me.
Yes.
Hi, ladies. They're not looking. They're watching the basketball game.
Oop.
Did it spill?
No, but it hurt the floor. If you'll come and, it hurt the floor.
Oh, okay.
It's all cracked up, so it's just, you know. It's fine, Adam.
Don't want anybody to.
Oh, God. All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
The red is great.
Borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza banu. V'shabbat kodsho v'yahava uvratzon hinchilanu. Zikaron l'maaseh bereshit. Ki hu yom tefillah l'mikra'ei kodesh. Zecher l'tzias Mitzrayim. Ki banu v'charta v'yotanu וקידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן.
לחיים. Thank you, Steve.
Good Shabbos, Dennis.
Shabbos. Shalom.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avo.
Yes, I am that person.
Okay, good Shabbos, everybody.
Happy birthday, David.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
Dennis,
bet
Richard,
you're
always glad
young.
to see you.
Pardon?